Saturday morning. It's about 9:30. I've already watered and straightened up and made a plan for today. I have today, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and half of Wednesday before the photo shoot of my renovation, which means the whole house, inside, outside, every room. So I gotta get to it. Finish painting and clean some rooms and move some stuff to the shed and sand some doors and paint some doors. There's a lot to do. Stay tuned. It's the last window to be painted. What I do is I put Elmer's glue, I don't know if you can see because it is daylight, so I put Elmer's glue around the panes because you've really got to get in here really good because it's not like new French glass panes. It's just, they're old and they've been sanded and sanded. But anyway, so I get a razor blade and I go around the edges and I just peel up the Elmer's glue and it takes off the excess paint. Reveal coming soon. Okay, so here's what I do on these windows is I put Elmer's glue and then I cut around paint and then I cut around the window and it kind of just peels off versus having a scrape. Although there's just a little bit of scraping involved when you haphazardly put on Elmer's glue, but not the same as you can see, it's not the same as putting on paint. Look how beautifully that works. And it helps because, you know, it's a lot of work doing this, so every little bit of work that you can spare yourself helps. And I don't know if you can see this, how nice it peels off. It works every time. It's just basically Elmer's glue. And I know there's fancy products out on the market, but I just use Elmer's glue because it's kind of the same concept, right? So you just put the Elmer's glue on with a brush over top of the wood. Goes over top of the wood. And then you just paint right over it. And then you do your painting and then you let it dry and you just score the edges and it peels off just perfectly. It's so fun. Goes all the way up. So that's all I'm left with. And a fabulously clean window, which I did do it before, cleaned it before I painted. So that's that. Okay, because it's so satisfyingly wonderful, I'm going to do another area here just by holding it. So you can see that you just peel up this Elmer's glue. Look at that. I have perfectly painted 1800s windows because, you know, they've been painted so many times and they're old. And I actually didn't go over that, so it's not as clean. I should have gone over it with the blade, but I didn't. Anyway, so that's how that works.
We can pack our bags and we just go, go, go. He said, let's go catch a flight. We bout to stay up all night.
Okay, both sides of this door are sanded. There were doorknobs and there were hinge areas that I used Bondo to repair. There were holes because I used this as a backdrop to behind my toaster oven. When I first was doing this restoration, I had a toaster oven. There was a door area, you know, for a hinge, for a door mechanism, because the door handle was there. I filled that with some wood and then some Bondo, and I Bondoed all these little screw holes. So this door has been around, and I'm going to go ahead and prime this one side. And I wanted to keep as much in the house as I could. A little bit of elbow grease, and I'm going to prime it and paint it, and it's going to be my bathroom slider door. Okay, I have primer on one side, got the kills on it. When it dries, I'll flip it over and put kills on the other side. I'm going back inside to finish painting in the living room. I still have to paint the molding and the bottom of the window sills here and up at the very top, and then down the edge, and then on the other side of that door, and then this door too. I have to do this door. It won't take long because it's already sanded and wiped, and just need to paint. Deadline 4 days. Okay, well, a lot of this restoration work is just like cleaning and doing a better job than they did, you know, because they basically just they just got stain all over the white paint. So I don't tape. I'm just going as close to the molding as possible as I kind of touch up. And there's going to be something in that corner, so I'm not going to worry about that little hole. We'll deal with it later. But basically, I just need to get as close to this molding as possible and get rid of all this yellow tinge that they did. Well, there's that icky corner. I filled that little corner with paint, and yeah, so basically it's easier for me to paint when I'm not filming, because it's hard to concentrate when I'm filming. I got a camera in my hand and I'm not as steady. You get the idea. Most of the time I don't tape. I just paint. Paint. And I am going to get all the painting done today. Well, not the door, because that door has to be primed on both sides, and I got to flip it over. So I'll probably paint it tomorrow morning early, which is unfortunate because Heath is hanging it Monday, so maybe he can do that at the end of the day. And then it'll give it at least a day and a half to dry. Not optimal. You know, if you look, I'm moving the cardboard. If you look down here, look down here, okay, see, it's not really that hard to get down here with a little tiny brush and go over where they got the orange stain without touching the floor. It's that kind of stuff that matters to me anyway.
At the hotel bar, let's call the car. Can pack our bags and we just go. I'm ready to party on the floor with you.
here's, I still have to do the door, but here is the molding near the door. And again, it's easier when I'm not holding a camera in my hand, but this is what I do. I take a really good paintbrush and I just touch up right to the floor. You can't tape this kind of thing. It just doesn't work because you really got to get all the way down there. Okay, I gotta put the phone down now because I really gotta get closer, and I don't want to screw it up because it's almost impossible to clean up once you have something this close to the floor. So anyway, you get the idea. This is the kind of stuff I love, all the detailed end of the project stuff that takes so long to do. So I got, what is today? Saturday afternoon. I have the rest of the day today. I got Sunday, Monday. Heath is coming to do a bunch of stuff. Then I got Tuesday. And I got Wednesday till 2. So I can do this. I'll get her done. Pictures to follow. And here's another area of molding. And as you can see, when they did this floor, they went ahead and they got stain all over the painted molding. I've been cleaning up this house from the outside where they didn't finish painting some areas to the inside, even in the day, you know, even if in its heyday, this was on the molding, the stain. It drives me crazy. This is why I do most of this stuff myself, is because of these reasons, because it's so detail oriented, it's so minute that most people don't even notice that these are the things that clean up a place and, you know, make it that much better. I could do this stuff in my sleep. I've been doing it so long. I don't even know how I started doing this. I don't remember. I just know I had art in high school for 4 years, and I was going to go to the New York School of Interior Design, and I moved to Colorado instead. And here I am. That was in 1981. And here I am. Such is my life. Well, the walls are all painted, so basically what I'm doing is I am painting the molding and cutting in where the roller didn't go. Even though I don't like mop and glow, I'm not going to redo this floor, so I scrubbed it. I got all of the little pieces of paint off of it. I washed it, and now I'm going to put mop and glow, because as you can see, it's like I'm just doing it in sections because it's dirty under everything. So I want to push everything back, and everything's painted. So I'm going to put the curtains up here, and yeah, I don't want to spoil too much. I'll do the reveal tomorrow maybe. Tomorrow I'm going to sand this. It's a really cool old table. It's got a couple nice, it's oak. And what I did is I had one of the guys cut off the end so it'll fit next to this oven. So it just needs to be sanded, and I'm going to put a stain of poly on it. That's on the list for tomorrow, plus finishing the doors and 100 other things. Tomorrow's Sunday. I have Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday before the photo shoot. little bit, I'm going to start putting up there's 3 thresholds that need to go above the 3 doors in the kitchen. So I'm going to saw them to the proper length and sand them. And after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and tackle sanding this table. There are still a few doors that need to be painted in this kitchen. This is one of them. And they're missing thresholds above the doors. Because when they gutted this room, they took them out and they never put them back. That's another one. That one's already painted black. So that's what I'm going to do, is paint it black. The tapes on there are going to come off. Woo! I am full of sawdust. I am sweaty. I am dirty, and I'm sitting in my new apartment and just happier than a lark. I've been painting and sanding and prepping and doing the punch list on this apartment and house and ensuite today, actually for months, but the last few days are getting ready for the photo shoot, because we're getting ready to put this entire property on the market, and I've been working feverishly to be able to get it finished on time. By the time you see this, it'll already be listed. It'll probably be about 3 weeks before you see this. It's about the end of August. I think it's the 22nd or 23rd of August, something like that. Maybe the 24th. I can't remember. All the days just go together. It's been a great process. I love this house, but it's time to move on to my next adventure, which, if y'all don't know, is basically moving into the garage conversion, which will start in the inside about mid-September. I've got a great crew. I've got the plumber, I got an exterior electrician, I have an interior electrician and a carpenter and a bunch of guys, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna hammer it out. So I think probably by the middle to the end of October, I'll be moved into there. which is great. I'm a little behind time-wise because I had to start over with the new crew. I lost my person who was helping me with these two projects in May, and I had to kind of start over, so I got behind, and then I ended up doing more stuff than I would have done, which took a lot of time. So I've been like bouncing between the two properties. It's really exciting. I love my work. I love this part of my project. It takes me years sometimes to get to this part of the project, which is basically the punch list, putting things together. After all of the work that no one ever sees is finished from the very beginning of this process. You know, we redid all the electric, all the plumbing, everything 3 years ago. I got permits from the city. We changed the depiction of the property from a residence to a B&B, like an Airbnb, B&B, which I had restrictions. I had to put in a parking lot. I had to have exits in every apartment. I had to have new electric and wired smoke alarms and all those things, which we did. So we're finishing up in my part where I'm living, and the rentals and the outside, and there's still a part in the back that is not complete, which whoever buys this will finish it to their specs, because the kitchen has gutted walls and an upstairs wall is gutted in one of the sitting areas. So I decided not to do anymore because I don't know what somebody would want to turn this place into. Do they want to apply for another apartment? Do they want to make that all their living space? I don't know. So I decided I wasn't going to make that decision. So I'm enjoying the end of this process so I can move on to my garage conversion, and then by December, we're going to be flying out of here, and we're going to be going to Italy and Portugal. I'm going to be applying for my Portugal residency, and that's what this is all about. This is the motivating factor to get to that point. So getting this property on the market and selling it and moving on to the next. So it's, I don't know, to me it's very exciting, and I love this part of the project. Like I said, I love doing these derelict properties and turning them into something fun, and then I pass them on to someone else. So no, this was not my dream home. This was not my forever home. Well, today's cleanup time in the garden after the roofers kind of munch some of the areas. I've got to straighten out those little cobblestones and put the broken bricks and cement that I'm gonna bang into little pieces to fill that gap there until the gravel comes, and just straighten up the garden. I've already watered. I want to clean the planter boxes, and yeah, got some help today, so that'll be fun. I trimmed the iris this morning. Got to clean up the front too, get rid of this bulky hose, and let's get it ready to sell. Getting closer. Heath and his son are going to put up the last corbel this morning. Up there in the front, they have to put ladders on top of the porch roof. They couldn't reach it. He couldn't reach it with the lift. So, and if you look, I had put in those stained glass and did a frame from the original holes that were boarded up. So here's the last corbel. It's time to get this place in tip-top shape for next Friday. This Friday. What's today, Monday? Oh my goodness. Eventually, before I sell this place, I'm going to go ahead and redo all the spindles, scrape them and sand them. But today I'm going to go ahead and redo the pillars, because as you can see, I went ahead and painted the upper, but I never really cut in nicely. So I have to finish this. It's 3 years, because we had to put in an extra corbel here to hold up the porch, and because the bottoms were all rotted. So these are all new bottoms when we replaced the porch, but I never scraped and painted these pillars, so they're in desperate need. As you can see, I'll be doing this not before the photo shoot, I'll be doing the railing before it sells. So just lots of little things to do. We just brought the bed frame down. So I'm going to put it together so we can carry the box springs and the mattress down. So fun. Two sets of those, one above each other. I had lumber stacked up there. Since this was a construction zone, it was a way to get it off the floor. So I've got three more to take down, one more row. And this is my kitchen. All the stuff that was in those 2 rooms had to go in here. So we're going to be putting all this stuff in the shed and hanging that light today. Putting in the rail for the slider. I have the same one at the apartment. Right, but only on one side of the door. Look at that. Go ahead and slide it. Ah! Happy dance. It's amazing. Amazing. Look at that. Oh. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to fill all of these holes with caulking, and then I will lightly sand, and I will paint the bottom of that the same color, and then it won't be noticeable. And then I'll clean up the floor. Just need to lightly sand it. Got all of our punch lists done. Heath has actually left the building. I can't think of another thing for him to do, so I must really be finished. He's going to come back with his son later and put the corbel up and move the mattress. Other than that, that's it. Benito will be ready for Tuesday or Wednesday. I got to work outside. I'll start early tomorrow morning. Okay, they're putting the last corbel up, and the lift wouldn't go to that spot. So Heath's got his son here to hold that ladder, which is freaking me out. So we've got the last corbel that's going up. It'll only take a few minutes to put that up, but it's just really precarious because it's really tall. I'm scraping my post there, painting it today. Cirque du Soleil. That's the last of the corbels. The only thing that was there when I bought the house was that flat round part, so I had somebody fabricate new flat round parts, and we just created a corbel to hang down, and I painted it, so that's it. Mixing up some Bondo again, and I just really can't do it while I'm holding the phone, can I? Anyway, I'm gonna hang up so I can mix the Bondo. I have to put it on the little doorknob holes. This gigantic 7-foot chest is finally where it needs to be, and I'm going to put a rod in there to hang clothes. It needs to be cleaned, and I need to put the shelves in there. So I took that gold rod and I'm gonna cut it and use it as a clothes rack. Put the hangers back in there, clean it up, and be done with it. Okay, I have to cut this metal bar. It's a little too long. It's like 45 3/4. Let's cut this and get it up in the closet. And just like that, I've got a closet. This is what happens to your toe when you're on the phone and you're not paying attention and you drop a hammer on it and it turns all black and blue in spite of icing, in spite of arnica. It's just gonna have to heal. So it is what it is, right? It's part of life. It is what it is. Poor little toe. It'll heal. Ouch. One down, one to go. I beat the heat to do the first one, and I'm gonna go in and have a bite to eat and come back and sand. Finish sanding that one and tackle that one. That's all I'm gonna do today, and then I gotta go do the side yard, which has turned into weed fest because this was a driveway and I put gravel down, but I just couldn't keep up with the weeds. And then I gotta go ahead and weed whack the front here, which is the street. It was all grass there before I put in the 4x4s and the 6x6s, so it's hard to keep up with even on the street. Oh, it's getting there. And originally, see that square stained glass window where we put up the corbel yesterday? That used to be a round, empty hole with a piece of cardboard, a piece of plywood behind it. So, house has come a long way. I'm happy. That kind of stuff. Peel these off when the paint is still wet, and then nothing sticks. So you gotta get it like immediately. And this is only primer. This paint with primer in it, so it's not the same color. Boy, doesn't that look better. Although they're only primed, at least they're not peeling. Wow, okay. Cody's heading over to do the photo shoot. And so my stained glass windows are in. They used to be a round circle with plywood behind it in the attic. The corbels are in. Everything's nice and cleaned up. Porch looks welcoming. The landscape's done as much as possible. And yeah, I'm ready to I'm ready to do the photo shoot. I even put the remnant down on the floor in the entryway. Hello, I'm just not dressed for much. I put the remnant in the entryway.